every Sunday
for 60 minutes. We are free. Sharing passion. Pushing
the limits.
This is the New World Sim Racing GT3 Sprint Series.
Round 3 from the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari, Imola. Each and every driver has mentally prepared themselves to challenge, to fight, to rise above their rivals and make a name for themselves on track. 10 rounds of action-packed racing await us all in the New World Sim Racing GT3 Sprint Series. Drivers, start your engines.
Hello, hello. It's the voice. How's it going?
Good evening.
What up?
Hello.
Where are we at again, Milo? I'm sorry.
Imola. Gorlami. Yeah, exactly right. Exactly. I listen, Barrett said, can you do an Italian intro? And I said, well, I can do a little bit, but I've got to make it as least offensive as possible. So
It was beautiful. It really was.
yeah, the Autodromo Enzo e Dino Ferrari. There you go.
Beautiful.
So now I'm like scared, Ferris, because you're like, oh, they said you need to listen to it. And I'm like, oh God, I'm about to get insulted, but there was no insult. So my guard's down and I'm scared.
Svinella.
Nobody saw that.
Where are we next week, and what accent is Barrett going to ask me to do for next week's intro?
Petit français.
Je m'appelle Milo.
Skin.
That's all I got. High school French.
Well, oui. Yes.
We all the way down the straight at Polar Cart, you know.
Yeah. So here we are today. Autodrome. I don't know what. Enzo. Imola. There we go.
My Italian is better than Ferris's, confirmed.
Oh, it definitely is.
I like Imola, and I gotta be honest, I was thinking about this morning. So far we've done Silverstone, Bathurst, and Imola. I love all three of those tracks, and I chose not to race this season. So
Yeah.
The wheel heard that you weren't racing, and it's like, all right, what are all of Milo's favorite tracks? We're gonna pick those.
I guess so, because it, like, honestly, I was looking at this, I'm like, man, I really like Imola. I gotta find an enduro here at some point, because I think it's a good track for endurance racing as well.
And Milo does enjoy Snetterton quite a bit, especially commentating on it.
Milo does not enjoy Snetterton.
He does. He actually does. secretly.
I love Snetterton for other various reasons.
Definitely not the corner names.
Definitely not the
And not
corner
the
names.
shapes. And,
And Snetterton, I forgot that's on the calendar. Okay, I'm okay about that. That if I was racing, just so you know, that would be a drop round for me, 100%.
I mean,
Victor, I'm gonna need you to shut your mouth.
I feel like with everybody thinking the same, that is an easily a track for you to get points at.
Yeah, I think that's probably a good bet because it's not popular.
And not many people know it.
yeah.
It's actually quite fun, honestly, to race.
It's fun. It's challenging, and I think that's probably why people
Oh.
don't like it. The hell?
Oh, well, thank you so much, Guzman, Jose.
One of
All right.
the Guzmans coming in with the gifted subs there. I have a race coming up with the Guzmans actually at Spa, September. 24 hours of Spa.
All right, so 5 gifted from Guzman. Make sure to put that in the sheet for Tuesday's review. I mean, what? Sorry.
So your
So we
PayPal's
have-
still open.
Additionally, we do have guys putting laps in
Yes.
the AMS. They have 4.5 minutes to go, and currently a new face, I believe, Jalen Jenkins in the McLaren.
Yes. So Jalen Jenkins is a new driver with us. He's in the initiation split currently, who is going out along with the AM drivers, with the bronze drivers. Sorry, on track. Will definitely be placed a lot further up.
Yeah, we've also got Pedro Gomez and Josh McLaughlin.
Yep, Pedro Gomez.
They also are putting in probably silver times.
Is that how you pronounce Josh's surname?
McLaughlin? I would think so. I mean, we'd have to ask him to be 100% sure, but McLaughlin.
I'm just gonna say Josh. We finally got my Josh.
Yeah,
Hooray.
for now you're going to call him Josh. Who knows what you're going to call him by the end of the straight?
100% gonna be Joseph by the end.
Yeah, no Brian Garza tonight, by the way, for fans of his in the chat.
Yeah.
Just
No Brian or Benito, sadly. The Garza boys are out.
yeah.
We already have a Brian. Or we had.
We do. Chris Turner out there putting a lap in now. I heard
You
a
mean
sneaky.
Chase Turner?
Yeah, I heard a sneaky rumor that he was considering starting at the back, so he may not drop a valid lap. Who sees? Who knows? I mean,
how much of a difference does that really make, though?
well, yeah, I think he's got. Listen, he's got caught up in quite a lot of incidents in the first 2 rounds, and we were talking about this the other night. Sometimes you can start further back and let the deaths happen and pick up some places.
You know, out of all people to make that decision, Chris, an expert. If you've ever watched him or raced with him in iRacing, this is the 99% time strat that he takes of start from the back, watch the death ensue ahead, gain free positions on pure pace alone.
He's definitely putting in a valid lap, and he's gonna move up to P5.
Yes, he is. All right, so potentially a change in strategy.
So you don't have to
43
be
flat,
lonely.
decent, almost in the 42s.
Looks like he does not want to be lonely.
And how things have changed. You know-
Ryan, I've heard that's actually on his bio for farmersonly.com that he is a position farmer. Usually gets confusing once he meets up with him and they realize that it's a different type of position he's talking about.
So
I'll try.
go on.
I do still have a cough, so I'll just for anyone in the chat, I'll do my best to hit the mute button when I have a coughing fit. But apologies if any sneak out.
Don't worry, chat, we are socially distanced within the commentator booth.
I got you on my ears. But Julio Ornedo currently improving on his lap time. Oh, I saw half a second for a split second there. We got Ryan Wampler about to do his last 2 corners a whole second up.
Yeah, he seemed to be. I was watching him earlier in quali here a few minutes ago, and he seemed to be struggling a little bit just to get a valid lap down. But yeah, he's going to put this one in.
So a second down on his lap time, or up. I don't know how is it up or down?
Up.
A second up.
There's less time on there. Chris turn.
It's up.
All right, he's fired.
Up. I'm fired. What have I been doing? Been just here for a little while and not doing anything. Looking ahead. All right.
Just taking all the money and doing nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, thank you, Jose, for my golden handle we were talking about earlier for my third Lambo. I think that should cover it.
Can we also comment here on Rick Simile in the 42s, along with Chris Turner? But like, I remember when 42s was like the time people were aiming for here in this community. Like, you know what I mean? That was the sort of high end.
Yeah.
And now, you know, now we've got our AMs dipping into the 42s. Like, it's insane, man.
Yeah, really, honestly, really happy to see the improvement from everyone.
Yeah,
For sure. It's great to see. Yeah, a lot of McLarens on the track today too. Like, I'm so bittersweet about this because, like, I was a McLaren guy before it was cool and broken, you know, a time of lows, and now it's like stupid OP.
I
But honestly,
still
feels
think
great
changes
here.
are coming. I feel like changes are coming
has
to that car.
It has to. As soon as that check bounces, Kunos is gonna be on it like hotcakes.
Yeah. Does make you
but-
wonder, doesn't it, if they have little, you know, little deals.
It has to. Like,
Possibly.
The trouble is, though, these kind of cars we're talking about, it's not like, you know, we're all like, oh, that car's good, I'm gonna go buy one. You know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah.
I just don't see why you wouldn't keep it fairly realistic across the board. And maybe it is. Maybe is the McLaren really good at Imola in real life? I don't know.
it used to not like so. First of all, Blaine, you're right. I would have to be in the like beyond lowers than bronze split.
Lies.
But also, I don't know. The car used to be trashier. The new one is super strong because it can take curbs now, a lot better than the old one. And I think that's where the McLarens are shining right now. Just the ability to be able to take curbs when they used to not be able to. I was in the server with, was it Victor or Luis? I think it was Victor. Sunday or Monday night, here at Imola. And I think I was only like a second off of them. Coming from me, who like barely touches this game, and just like jumping in.
I gotta say, guys, Chris Turner put in a 42.3 at the end of the AMS quali there.
Yep. I didn't want to
That's
interrupt
right.
there, but yeah. So Chris did jump up to.
He might not like this, but that is not an AM lap time. I'm sorry, Chris. You won't like me saying that, but that is not an AM lap time, dude. 42.3 is a hell of a good lap.
42.3 is really fast time, and he is placed in so our other drivers in the split so far that have placed in their quali, Jalen Jenkins, Pedro Gomez, and Josh McLaughlin. Is that how you pronounce it?
McLaughlin.
So I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm sorry.
We're just out here to help the animals. You know?
Sorry,
But
I figured it out. When I laugh, I start to cough. So if you guys could just refrain from making me laugh, that would be great.
yeah, you just did it yourself already.
We are
that's
ticking.
right. We are checking.
But yeah, so they will be placed next round, and for today they are racing against everybody. But on track currently, our first driver to cross with a valid lap would be Victor Leitchi, who said specifically, "Please do not put me on the stream today."
Because
So we're putting him on the stream.
So
because he thinks we stream sniped him.
are we not? Is that not what we're supposed to be doing? I thought that was our job.
It is actually. I don't know if you all saw like the Real Motorsports Discord channel last night. Chris managed to stream snipe an IRL race. He posted the SRO America. He's like, "Hey Joey, it looks like Corvette is P2." I load it. 3 seconds later, Corvette misses his braking point and finishes P4.
Damn.
Nice.
So Joby back tonight in the Vaseline Honda. Back for more in the Honda.
Someone go give him assistance. He needs help.
Chris, I don't know if you were here. I was commending you on your lap time. That's a great lap time, dude. Hope you know. Speaking of great lap times, another sandbagger, Thiago Alves, with a 41.8. Blimey. I'm not fast enough for this league anymore, dude. I don't think.
Maybe.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, I think 1.9 definitely has something to do with it. Last time I tried to drive the cars, they felt easier to understand, and it feels like they got a little bit faster too.
Blaine has requested a onboard with Victor Lice.
A whole onboard with him. All right. Well, your wish is my command, and I guess we are going in here.
So Chris did confirm that he is sandbagging. That was a full fuel quality.
Of course it is.
He must have gotten that premium sand from Sandbags Inc. Thiago Alves.
Yeah. I am. I'm impressed. I have been surprised at all the lap times so far. So yeah, obviously 1.9 has definitely made some changes here and there. We're seeing faster lap times across the board, so that I'm sure that's not coincidence. But yeah, no, it's good to see.
But that is the first valid lap that they've placed in this qualification session so far. So there is more to come. And our onboard driver, currently Victor, is half a second up, but invalid.
Yeah, Victor unfortunately had that spin at Bathurst right after he made a really nice overtake at the chase.
Actually, 2 spins. We caught him at the Forest Elbow, and then
that's right
after on stream at the last corner.
Yeah. So it's the Villeneuve chicane, right? The that awkward one.
Of course, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the Villeneuve chicane is.
Are you asking me?
No, it's not. It's Variante Alta, isn't it? It's Variante Alta is the chicane at the top of the hill here at Imola that prior to 1.9, I haven't driven the track in 1.9. Prior to 1.9, you know, could be quite challenging taking that. But it seems like a lot of the cars are taking curves better now, right?
Variante Alta. Yes, that is the current one. So we do have the track map on screen currently. Variante Tamburello is the first one, and Alta is the one that launches you into space, or that used to. And that seems to be all right. McLaughlin is actually from New Zealand, which is why his ping sucks. How bad is the ping?
Jay Barrett goes back to the pits. Currently has put in a 41.7. So another good lap from him.
Charlie King currently improving on his lap time, moves up to P15. We have Bruce Hopkins also coming around the final corner. 2 tenths up.
Thiago Alves currently up. Well, was up 7 tenths. Went down to 5.5 tenths here. Halfway through his lap, so he's got a lot of time on the table.
We do have Dylan Beveridge currently crossing the line with his first valid lap up to P8. And already improving.
Okay, if Thiago puts in a low 41, I'm going to abuse him. Because all I heard yesterday was, I hate Imola, I suck at Imola, I'm slow at Imola, nah, the BMW isn't any good there anymore. Like, he's up half a second, he's about to do a lap time faster than I've ever done at Imola. I don't want to hear it, Tiago.
Well,
Let's see if he
What do
finishes
you
his lap with a good lap.
mean?
Yeah, there you go.
well, just for you, he decided to mess up the last 2 corners and lose a lot of that time, but it is still going to be enough to dethrone Jalen Jenkins. And
Yes, it
that
is.
moves him up into the 141.6.
41.6. What a
And he
great
still has
lap.
time for one more.
Yeah, and I mean he could have definitely had another 3/10 there. He could have had a 141.3, which is just outrageous. And I mean I'm happy for him. Man.
So another 30 seconds to go in silver quali. Once they cross the line, they're able to complete another one. Moffat
And he bins it.
to start it, and yeah, Diego bins it. So that's gonna be it for him.
My eyes were on Dylan. I thought he did make a bit of a mistake at the hairpin. Sorry, at Tosa 1.
But his lap is invalid.
Oh, his lap is invalid.
Yeah,
That's right.
Unfortunately for him, so he's gonna cross a second to go.
Okay, he was up half a second, so he could put in a decent time if he could make a clean lap.
Yes.
So Joseph German was up 6/10 off of Aqua Minerale. And after Variante, Alto? Is that what it was? The last chicane?
He's still up a lot.
Currently up almost 6/10. This would put him in the low 41s. Joseph German has found some rapid pace this season.
Yeah, definitely.
Completes Tosa 1 and 2, and he's up and gaining time as well. Yeah, he's going to put in a 41.2.
Yep. So there it is for Joseph German
41.1.
taking up the lead. Max Stick's also improving on his lap time, but puts himself in second.
Great
Chemo.
laps here.
So Chemo who's now been properly placed in silver. I think we moved him a bit too preemptively to gold last round. Is now P6 for his current run, and Moffat, barely improving on his lap time, is going to be able to dethrone Ryan Cody. He had, by the way, the exact same lap time as Cody before his current last lap.
Yeah, great laps from the Silvers here, man. It really is. Like, I'm so impressed.
Definitely, and yeah, and then Dylan Beveridge, like we said earlier, he did invalidate his lap time last time around. Is now going to actually put it in 4/10 up. He's going to move up to P6 for silver class. So that is a fantastic drive by him so far.
Yep. So we have the top 10 within a second.
Love to see that.
Yeah, that's a really fast lap, Joseph. Yeah, you are on pole for silver as it stands. I think everyone's completed their lap, right, in silver?
Yes.
Yeah, so you have pole. So great lap. 41.1 is like I said, I've not raced it on 1.9. It looking at what I'm seeing, it's clear to me that the lap is a little bit faster than it was, because everyone across the board, as I've said, is faster. But 41.1 is a hell of a good lap, man. Like, be pleased with that.
Sure.
I would be ecstatic with it. It's a great lap.
Yeah, that is a good lap. So only 6 drivers in gold today. Our gold class is not quite as thick as that silver one. But Blaine Hall currently first to go out on his lap. Currently so far on a valid one. Let's see how that Audi takes the game.
Like an Audi.
Like an Audi. That looks sketchy.
No, I have heard that Tiago's ability to say how bad he is about himself, he learned from Blaine Hall, actually.
I can believe it. So
yes, Victor, this is a fuck Tiago zone, actually.
No, we have a channel for that. We have a whole channel for that.
Victor, we did an onboard lap with you and everything went well. So, well done.
So, Blaine
Hall makes
Hall...
a great point. Oh, good.
Are you going first?
I was about to say, Bullet made a great point. He has said that there's 2 Skechers teams. Coincidence that Blaine and Tiago are the 2 Skechers teams? I think not.
Oh, Blaine
they
getting
excellent?
a little loose there on that exit.
Looks like that is an invalid one so far, and Peter Hutch puts himself so far in P3. Joseph German already, I mean, the lap times are fantastic. Even Carl so far has not put in a better one. But
Yeah.
Peter, Carl Big, Sakachi, and Luis all on green lap times currently. Looking good so far.
Yeah, Dylan also on a valid lap right now, about halfway through.
Oh, yeah. On
Chris
an
Turner in
invalid.
chat bringing out the aluminum
Oh,
foil.
yeah,
hat
he's
here.
invalid now, yeah.
Oh, had to say it.
I know.
Not giving him a chance.
Sakachi
crazy,
also
Milo.
up, but on an invalid lap as well.
I feel like that just happened as well on the Rocco Minerale. Peter Hutch currently is the next person that is going to cross the line with a valid one. Currently up 4/10 on his lap time.
That PCS livery that he has looks slick on that McLaren.
Yep.
Protocharge has their own livery guy, right? I think. Like the team has one that makes their liveries, or
You'd think I'd know because I'm technically part of it. They have a couple of guys that work on them. Hutch does go provisional pole with a 41 flat as well, but it's I mean, really close to Blaine's time. Blaine is up as well right now, 2.5 tenths. There's about half the lap to go.
make that 4.
Yeah. So Carl Big also gonna move up to provisional P1.
First driver into the 40s, so what a lap.
The Honda Imola is torture. I don't know. It sure does look like it, at least from our resident baboon taking some laps on it. And Carl currently invalid. Peter Hutch on a half a second slower lap time, and Blaine Hall currently improving. Whoop. Well, that was immediate.
Oh, he was up 6 tenths and invalidated.
As soon as I switched over.
The 360 no scope.
That kind of counts as a snipe, I think.
I think it is.
Louis Castro up 4.5 tenths right now, needs to stick this one. Now, I saw him do a really fast lap in practice earlier. He's into sector 3 and coming down the hill towards Tosa 1 and 2. And we'll see.
And right behind him,
Oh, it's not Tosa. Tosa's the hairpin. I'm sorry. It's Rivazza. My bad.
Rivazza.
I got my corners all off today, guys.
It's fine.
How dare you?
So Dylan crossing the line now with a valid lap time. Let's see where that puts him.
All eyes on Sakachi here. He's about to put in a 41.1, I think.
Dylan
Maybe
moves up to P8.
Sakachi, this is a great...
Oh,
A
that's
40.9. 8.5. So close to Carl's time. So what a lap by Sakachi in the Honda. Where's our other resident Honda driver?
And Blaine has binned it in the second chicane.
Nope. That is going to be a teleport back to the pits. And
incoming I'm trash message in the chat in 3, 2, 1.
It's gonna be just enough lap time to put in one more valid. So
Where is Nick? Because I feel like him and Sakachi could have some real good juicy Honda battles, you know?
I feel like Nick is probably asleep. Yep. The usual.
Yeah, I mean, he races a lot, right?
Yeah,
So
you know,
I
he
get it.
stands up when he races, so like he looks
I've
he gets
seen
really tired.
I've seen the onboard footage.
What do you mean? Did I miss something?
If you look at the SRO streams, because they like want you to have a camera,
Right.
and they pan to Nick, like his camera angle, because he's in that dining room chair, makes it look like he's standing up, and people in the chat legit were asking if he stood while racing.
Yeah, he's sitting up his posture is outstanding. Let's just put it that way. No bad back issues for Nick, because he's straight of back.
Well, I don't know. He's carrying that Honda pretty hard, so.
Yeah, I'm upset for us because I feel like him and Sakachi would have the great Honda battles, you know, like it's the car that Nick always uses, and he's never I don't think anyone else has been at the front in the Honda with him. Maybe when the Honda was a little bit OP, right?
When it was it last season, the start when we had Ricardo Rivera, or who also races in SRO.
Yes, that's right.
Fellow Argentinian. I think he was the
Oh,
last person to really give him a run for his money in Honda.
we did really watch Dylan Sauer completely lose the car there going into the first chicane.
Interesting. You know what's cool about this right now, guys? Carl Big, obviously provisional pole with a 140.9. I'm looking at the sector times. Looks like Louis Castro has the fastest sector 2, according to my data.
For me, it's
Sector
Mate.
Sector 1, yeah. Louis has, sorry, Sector 1 and
right.
Sakachi Sector 2, yeah.
And my sector 3 is not working now. Let's see.
I believe it is Louis
Looks like
Castro.
Louis. Yeah.
When it looks like
Yeah.
Hutch has invalidated his lap time. Louis is also on an invalid one, unfortunately. So I'm guessing.
Blaine currently up 2 tenths as he heads to Tosa. Correct corner name this time. Thank you. At the hairpin.
So we do
And-
have
Come on,
Mate that is 3/10 faster than Carl Big on sector 2. Currently is up on his lap time. Is it gonna be just enough to dethrone Carl? No.
I don't think so. He's gonna be just
No,
short.
he's losing speed.
Carl's up on his time.
Yep,
Or what?
Carl's
Or he
currently
was.
up.
He's
Oh
lost
my
time
God,
on the
Milo.
last corner. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. Mr.
So
B
that-
can blame me for that one
We have
because
some British rivalry going on now.
Oh, so that is B crossing the line just even on his lap time.
if Blaine didn't
Milo,
lose a
you
ton. Blaine didn't lose. He did lose almost 2 tenths at Variante
Oh my
Alta, and he really needs to nail Rivazza. Oh, can he get it back? He's gaining time on entry.
Oh, this is gonna be close.
Mm,
Slow in, fast out.
Oh no,
No.
he is losing time. So
No,
Carl is going to
unfortunately
keep
not.
that first position.
Yep. And Blaine knows it.
He knows it.
Mr. B on pole. Congratulations, Mr. B. So, some good laps out there, guys. I mean, 3 of our silvers in the mix with the pros here. German, Diggs, Alves. Let me just say that again for you. Alves. Mr. Imola's too hard. I suck at Imola. Shut up, Tiago.
What do you mean?
I told you I'm going in heavy on him today because that's all I heard yesterday. Good Lord.
I have no words.
Anyway,
We have
onto
no
the
words
race.
'cause it's true and it's
Onto the
accurate.
race.
Yeah, no, great lap. Honestly, these lap times are insane. All the way down, man. Like to 24th in the 42s. I mean, that's really, really good. So well done, everybody in quali.
Definitely, yes. And I do remember when a 42 was the time to aim
Yeah,
for.
I know. That's what we were saying
That was
earlier.
Like I think
It is
I've done maybe a 42 too. That was my fastest lap ever. I felt unstoppable at that time.
Will do, Kim. If anybody's interested in Fantasy Premier League, Kim has got one running with the Shadows community over on B's channel. There you go. I might be able to provide a link. Let's see. I'll promote it tonight, Kim. I'm going to be playing some football tonight. So.
Do you want to name our drivers? We'll do a little
Sure.
grid walk.
Yeah, all right, let's do it.
I definitely don't want Ferris to do it.
All right.
No.
Pole position, despite my attempts, Cole Big. No, I'm just kidding. Number 2 on the grid, Sakachi. Hutch coming in at 3rd. Louis Castro, number 4. Blaine Hall, 5 in the Audi. 6 for German in the Ferrari. Max Diggs in the Porsche at 7th. Tiago son of a bitch Alves at number 8, Dylan Sauer at number 9, Jenkins 10 in the McLaren, Barrett 11th in the Beamer. 3 McLarens for 12, 13, 14. That's Beveridge, Kajcevic, and Moffat. Ryan Cody in the AMG back from his vacation or wherever he was in the Mercedes. Victor in the Lambo. Gomez at 17. Guzman C at 18. Chris Turner at 19. McLaughlin coming in at 20. Lukey 21. Simile 22. Jay Guzman 23 in the Merc. Santos in the Ferrari 24. King 25. Miller 26. Hopkins in the McLaren 27th. Thompson in the Audi 28. Bungay in the Ferrari 29. Savage in the Honda 30. Chimilio 31. Henry 32. Wampler 33. Arnido 34. And Hersey 35. So 35 drivers on the grid today.
35 drivers on the grid today. I definitely did not see no messes. Comment. But that is going to be the grid for the evening.
You listen. You just ignore no mess if you know what's good for you.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I think I've met him like twice. I've learned enough.
No, Mike Jackson tonight. He's in the chat there. Racer X. Mike, sorry you're not out on track. Love to see you in the mix.
Definitely, I quite enjoy seeing, honestly, Mike on track racing with all the others. He's pretty fast, really lean.
Yep.
Yes.
Pleasure
Clean
to
and
be
fast.
racing against. Lean and fast.
My favorite.
Oh, I like it.
Okay.
Good luck to 6C Racing, and thank you for the follow. Welcome, Wilson Racing. As Carl currently leads the track for us, let me just double check that our side-by-side cameras work.
I see Hutch is doing the mental mind games right now. Just getting right up there with B. Drops
Nice
back
sniff.
into... So yeah, listen, Hutch is a great driver, very fast, as we know. I expect a battle between these guys. Honestly, this top 5 could get spicy. Look
Oh,
forward to it.
definitely.
I think they're top 8 because that Thiago Alves guy, resident sleeper here.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
Our driver's instructed to go double file already before Variante Alta. That's honestly always found it a weird spot. A bit too wide.
And now they will bunch up.
You're exhausted from re-roofing your house. We'll sorry, man. Have some rest.
That sounds horrible.
That does sound horrible. I didn't want to say much, but
No, it's I've done it in Florida. 10 out of 10, highly don't recommend.
Re-roofing your house, Mike. Mike, oh, that's right. I forgot you said you were going to be doing that. Well, I hope that's gone well for you anyway. I guess you won't know till it rains. You know?
I really hope not.
You know? All right.
All right, and as the grid comes around the final corner and getting ready for the start of the race, the green light, I believe, is pretty late.
It's pretty deep, I think, yeah. It's around the corner.
That's what she said. And
Or he said, I guess.
yeah, for Joey.
All right, the line approaches.
Line approaches and the lights go green, and Carl gets off pretty well so far.
So
Takachi has a good run on the outside, and all the drivers.
And this is
Are
where it
making
gets
their way.
spicy at Imola.
Come on.
Pretty clean so far through the field. Everyone taking it nice and easy.
Well done, chaps. Well done. Because that honestly, that chicane at Imola at the start of a race is a mega hotspot for incidents.
It really is, yeah. And honestly, it doesn't help as well that there's multiple chicanes throughout the lap. It's going to be a good one. So 2 wide for Victor and Kajcevic. They do make it through. Moffat, there's a lot of position swaps lower down in the field. How big so far? 4/10 off of Hutch, who's taken P2. Sakachi is dropped down to P3, and Blaine is right behind him. Max Diggs has taken lead for the silver class, and that is an incident.
Oh, we have death.
We have death.
And that is 3 yellows.
Victor,
Who is that?
Victor is collected in that. It's all about 4 cars.
Thiago Alves going very wide on the exit of the Variante Alta. That is not what you want to be seeing for him. He is going to tuck in behind, who is that, Jenkins.
Now, Pedro Gomez came off really, really well off that collision. He just was able to carry on and rejoin. So I'm interested to see the replay, because I have a feeling that incident may result in a penalty.
We did see it live on stream. I had just switched to Max Diggs.
Yeah, maybe once things calm down a bit.
The lap 1 snipes happened. So Luis, side by side with Blaine, is going to tuck in behind for the first chicane. No position for him just yet. Thiago catching up to Jenkins there. The delta was closing in fast. We have.
Are you watching that replay?
Oh, yeah.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah, this is not good.
This is not good.
No.
All right. So, what do we have?
Pedro completely missing his braking point.
Ooh.
Collects 3. And then there was another incident ahead with Max
Joseph
Diggs.
and Max Diggs, yes.
Him and Joseph German, it looks like. What happened here? Oh, Joseph German just gets in the back of... Oh, he loses it. Oh.
Oh, that's not what you want to see.
Yeah, looks like he takes the inside curve a little too much, unsettles the car, starts losing it, and ends up collecting Max in the progress.
Okay, that looked a lot worse on the TV1 cam. A yellow flag for
Sure.
Christian, who's trying to get around there at Variante Alta. Ryan Wampler side by side with Dave Camilio. No, that is not Dave Camilio. That's Adam Henry. And a little gaggle of cars here making their way through.
Yeah, and then you got Victor and Kamal Kacevic, obviously after getting taken out there's no other way of describing it, taken out by Pedro Gomez.
Oh, and then a collision for the 2 of them.
Oh my goodness, yeah, they both, Victor managed to scrape through, as did Kamal, so those 2 desperate to obviously get back up in the mix. I think it was the Honda that lost it?
I think it was the McLaren turning in a little too early and just colliding with them.
Yeah, it's tough, right? Especially you take an early dip, you got to try and work your way up through the order. Yeah. It's a tight and twisty track, so.
Saw there Max Diggs going off track at the exit of the second chicane. I'm not sure which one is that, Tamburello? No.
That was actually on Victor. It's
See that again?
What the hell?
Yeah, Mr. B is flying, Bullet points out in the chat. Currently with a 2-second gap over Hutch. Mr. B flying out there. 41.5 was his last lap. Easily the fastest lap of the race so far. The only driver in the 41s for race pace at the moment.
Oh,
so,
and a collision there for Hutch and Mate. Was that late braking for Mate, or was that early turn in from Hutch? But they were fighting each other for what seemed to be the longest time. B really taking advantage of that and flying out.
Yeah, Mate managed to save it, actually. I'm very impressed with how he went onto the grass. The car started to go sideways. He managed to straighten it and get back on in 6th place. So, yeah.
I do have the replay here. It looks like Mate braking a little too late. At quick glance, it looks like he's not going to actually make this corner. And causes the collision there. Leave it to Tuesday, but yeah, unfortunately, a little too hot on those Honda brakes.
So Mate currently defending from Barrett. Did I say it? Josh. And yeah, it's unfortunately not going to be able to catch up as easily now because he's having to defend and lose a lot more time doing it. Barrett trying to get ahead of Mate and is currently leading Silver and defending from Beverage. So it's kind of like a...
Barrett looking for his second-class win in a row today, right? He won at Bathurst, I believe, in Silver.
He did.
But a great drive there. So yeah, great stuff. Love to see it. I had 2 seasons in that Beamer, and yeah, I do really like that car. So it's on my potential list for when I drive
another collision here with Jose Guzman and Rick Simile. Like coming into the second chicane here, Jose gets the inside line. And
turns in too early. They are side by side.
Turns in a little too early.
Yeah.
Collision.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and as an AM, you know, there are AMs out there. That's something that you have to learn. Side by side racing is, it's one of the hardest things to learn because, you know, you start out, you're a blue flag, you're letting people by a lot. You might not have that much side by side racing, but as you start to get faster, it's something you have to develop. And yeah, it definitely is something that drivers need to work on.
For sure. Good night, no mess.
Have a good one, no mess. And so a redux here for a redo for Max Stiggs and Joseph German. Joseph there looking a little laggy, but his ping looks good.
Carson Bungay gets the move done on Jack Thompson, USA, but really nice into the second chicane. Gets ahead of that Audi and is starting to try to pull away from him.
So
yeah, nicely done.
Side by side for Joseph and Max through Aqua Minerale. A little bump off the curb for Joseph, and Max is actually going to take a little.
Tiago Alves, who's dropped down to P10 right now, he's in a battle with Jalen Jenkins, who's obviously unclassified, and Dylan Beveridge is there as well. So Tiago in the mix. He's lost a couple of spots, but we know you have the pace, so put your foot down, Tiago.
Yeah, he probably handed them those positions, so like back, huh?
Bungay is off, Carson is off at Variante Alta, and will rejoin. So that hard work he was putting in, he's lost a few places there.
Yep, and it looks like Julio Ornedo lost it in Aqua Minerale. A very sketchy part of the track for McLaren, even with it feeling good around here, still very, very scary in that sector. I don't see any contacts, so I think he just lost it on his own. Yeah, it's up and going.
Up and going. We do have 2 trains that have developed at the top of the silver split. So Carlos Guzman leading Ryan Cody, Pedro Gomez, Michael Lukey, Chris Turner, and McLaughlin, all within 2 seconds from each other, top to bottom. And then we do have another one with Barrett, Beveridge, Jenkins, and Tiago Alves. So these are sort of now kind of stretching his legs a little bit more.
Oh, Carlos Guzman losing it in Aqua Minerale. Somehow manages to stay the course, but Ryan will sneak past. And I think Pedro Gomez will as well. Yes, he will before they go into Variante Alta. So, man, that was unfortunate for Carlos on the entrance to Aqua Minerale.
I don't think that was that much of a shit rezone. That was a good one.
I do have Luis Castro on the tail of Peter Hutch for P3 overall. Meanwhile, Blaine Hall has put in the purple lap of the race of 40.855. Absolute flyer on race pace. But yeah, Luis within a half second of Hutch going into turn 1. This can be a thing. Oh, Peter Hutch gets a terrible exit out of the first chicane. Luis is side by side going into the second chicane. He does back out though.
Smart move by Luis. He knows that he's got pace on him, so he can be patient. In fact,
they touch.
They touch.
Hutch gets loose on the exit, touches the grass, and they end up connecting as he's rejoining. Luis giving him a nice little flash, the Ferris special, as we like to call it.
I'm proud of you.
Does he have it mapped to his brake as well?
No, you can't do that, actually.
Oh, you can't do that. Okay. The last flash was right in the braking zone, so I'm like, wait a minute.
You're professional. You multitask, no?
It flashes me back to when I was younger. I worked for a construction company that had a mechanic shop next door, and the apprentice, they brought his car in and wired his horn to his brakes.
Ooh, yellow that flag there for Goose.
one lunchtime, so every time he got in the car to leave work, put his foot on the brakes and the horn went off. Like, it was amazing.
Oh,
Carlos Guzman again, same place. So he's struggling with the car into the exit of Aqua Minerale, which it can be difficult. But I'm guessing, if I had to guess, that's a brake bias adjustment needed there.
Possibly.
Yeah,
I did see a yellow flag switch to him right as he was sliding across the second corner. If you can get a replay of that to see what happened there, and in the meantime. Mate going in the inside of Dylan Sauer for turn 1, and there is a collision, so Mate a little deep on the brakes there. Dylan not really able to turn in without colliding.
Has pace here, we know that. He's on the recovery drive after that unfortunate collision with, was it Hutch? It was Hutch, right?
And then Hutch, yeah.
Oh, this one, that's
Dylan gets completely eaten up by Barrett and Beveridge. Let's see also the replay on the bottom right.
Yeah, so that contact.
Yeah, so
definitely
he actually
Dylan.
loses it, and then gets a little love bump
right
from Lukey. That's how he ends up way over there. Is this just a Merc thing or something where?
Just on that entrance gate, it's just that's the second lap in a row, or second in 3 laps where he's been sliding at that exact point. So. Yeah. Just an adjustment needed on the entrance, perhaps, or or sometimes a brake bias adjustment will take care of that.
For sure.
We do have a car that's for
Tiago still within 0.6 of Jalen Jenkins, one of our new drivers, unclassified, and he is. This is battle for 9th and 10th. So Tiago putting in work.
Yeah. I believe Jalen is probably going to be in silver class, so if we go ahead and assume that this is the battle for the podium.
Louis Castro has a run on Hutch into turn 1 here.
Smart move here. He's taking the outside line, so he's actually on the inside for the second corner. They touch.
They touch again, and this time Louis gets the bump, so difficult to get it jobbed. Overtaking on the outside there is really hard, I think.
Little wiggle there from Hutch to... I guess I either say sorry or say thank you for the spot.
Oh, little oversteer on the exit of the Villeneuve chicane from Hutch there as well. But you know what? You guys might think that was Hutch losing the car. No, that's just how he drives.
100%. I was just about to say the same thing. This is literally Hutch at his finest. If the car's not sideways, is it really Hutch driving?
Exactly. Yes. Max Diggs, Michael Lukey, Joseph German, and Josh McLaughlin, all in a little bundle here. This looks like it could be good.
Fight further back, so not really a fight anymore. Jack Thompson actually essentially gives the position to Victor, as Victor is trying to get a recovery drive after that early incident with Pedro. So he has moved up to P23, finally getting through that train in the middle of Silver Split.
Now, Dylan Beveridge just lost a spot to Dylan Sauer, which is unfortunate because Beveridge was closing on Barrett as well. So he'd put in a 42.6 last lap, Beveridge, which is, a decent lap time for race pace. And so we keep an eye on that because Beveridge may have the pace to give Barrett a fight here later on in this race.
Yep. We did also just catch another slide from Carlos Guzman on Variant on Aqua Minerale. Who is that on the side of the road? That is Christian Hersey driving on the grass.
Yep.
Whatever
He
that
is not happy. Imola is not treating him well. Also, an update with the McLaughlin train. He got passed by Max Diggs, Michael Lukey, and Joseph German. All three of them got by heading into Alta.
Something happened to German, though. He ended up catching sand somehow there. I don't know if you want to see what happened, but McLaughlin is going to have an opportunity to fight back at Joseph German, who's had a rough start. Started on pole for silver. He's obviously got tied up in a couple of incidents and finds himself down in about P7 in class.
Yep, just watch there, a little slide coming out of the hairpin for McLaughlin. Almost losing the car, but managing to keep it pointing straight. Wampler having a yellow flag out of the first chicane. Amarillo loses 4 spots as a result of it.
Barrett responding back with a 42.2 race lap time. What a great lap from him.
Definitely. We do have a yellow flag for Rogério Santos on the inside of Aquaminerale. Rejoins in front of Imola, who also went off track. And I believe that is Guzman right behind. So watching them very closely, and they're going to go side by side.
But you know what's... that's why I enjoyed the Beamer for a couple of seasons, because once you're... If you do a good quali lap, it is a very, very stable car to work with. As I say that, he almost lost it on the exit of one of the chicanes, but it is a very, very stable car to work with. And like, you know, you can just concentrate on your laps, and you can just put in consistent laps in the car. Like it doesn't want to kill you. Like there are a lot of other cars on the grid that just have moments where they want to kill you, right?
And I believe the Mercedes is probably one of them. There, as we see. I think so. That is Jose Guzman going on the outside. They're not really able to get around Rogério Santos. Limian just enough room, almost in the grass.
The Mercedes used to be king at Imola. I don't know if you remember. It always was the fastest car at Imola for a long time. Louis Castro back within 4/10 and flashing again, so lining up another run on Hutch.
Also, thank you for the follow, Dozer93. Welcome to...
I gotta record like a welcome to New World Sim Racing soundbite.
Welcome to New World.
Yeah, I should do it, because then when they hit the follow button, it could do it. It could say it, right?
Yep, definitely. Yep, little door bunk there from Dylan Sauer and Dylan Beveridge, still having this fight together. Or is it... No, that is a different car. That is
Jenkins getting involved in the Dylan on Dylan action.
Ooh, a little slide there from Jalen Tiago, seeing it and completely moving out to the outside. I guess that's a lot better than the driver I raced next to yesterday in Nords. Go through me like I didn't exist.
Excuse
Milo,
me.
you were interested on the Joseph German incident. He went in too hot into turn 1.
Gotcha. Louis.
I think Chamilio is facing in the wrong direction in Aquaminerale. I'm not sure what happened to Dave here.
Doesn't look
Louis
like
gets... Luis Castro got a good exit at Tosa, and he's got Hutch in his sights. Man, he is sticking with Hutch. Louis, be very proud of yourself, man. Well, I mean, we're all amazed at your improvement, and like he's racing Hutch right now, guys. It's crazy.
Yeah. But did we move him to pro? Was it last season?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Definitely deserved.
Yeah.
We do have a yellow flag for McLaughlin at the exit of the second chicane there. So it looks like he's having trouble with that Porsche actually.
And Hutch took too much of the bumps at Variante Alta, which is giving Louis the inside coming down to Ravazza. They're going to bump again. That's the second time. So little door-to-door banging between these two here. And Louis gets it done at Ravazza 1.
Hutch misses his braking. A little flash to Luis from there. Dylan Beveridge also lets Sauer move, take the spot in the meantime. Further back down in the field, a position swap for Max Diggs and Gomez. Ooh, we do have a replay for what happened to McLaughlin on screen now.
Louis Castro, guys, up into P3 in the gold split. And what a move on Hutch. So congrats, Louis. Bring it. Keep her going. 39 minutes to go.
And with 39 minutes to go, we do have our first drive-through.
Who else but Ryan Cody, the drive-through master himself?
Ryan! How did he get a drive-through with 22 minutes gone?
Professional. That's how.
It is his first race back, like you mentioned. So yeah, I mean, but that's crazy. I wish we could see how many warnings drivers were on, you know?
I really wish we could, yeah. So, and
yeah,
the Jose Guzman there getting a really good run on Ricky Seamal, who's dust squeeze before going into the second chicane. That is contact. There's not enough turn time. And Jose gets through. Rick is unfortunately now going to have to be defending from Rogerio Santos. They are not on the same class, though. So
there is a lot of door banging happening today, guys. By the way.
Yeah, there really is.
Yeah.
Just Imola corner design.
Yep.
Jenkins getting past Dylan Beveridge potentially here. We've got two McLarens nose to nose with Thiago Alves sitting just behind him.
Thiago waiting to pound, so Dylan Beveridge does get pushed wide because of a bad exit from Jenkins, who does place himself ahead, and they're going to stick together. Thiago jumping in the pits.
Smart move. Thiago going for the undercut.
I think it's going to be a really good call on his end here. With those two battling so hard.
We've got a car on the exit, which they avoid. Dylan Beveridge manages to get that spot back. Did he have a run, or did Jenkins let him by?
He did have a run.
He did. Okay.
He did have a good run, and I believe Jenkins probably has let him through, seeing as they were about to cross another driver on track coming out of the pits, right?
Christian Herte really having a tough time with that McLaren today around here. I feel for him. It's not pleasant.
Yeah. A run from King on Santos, and he is going to take the inside for turn one, get the move done before the corner starts, and that is a new position for Charlie King. P18 overall. I want to say P7 in silver. P10 probably. I do want to say so. Chris Turner.
News in the. Go on. Sorry, Ferris.
Chris Turner is leading our AM split. We all know that Jenkins is moving to silver the next round, or gold. Probably silver. So Chris, so far, leading provisionally our AM split. So I don't think I have seen his car number in any of the contacts registered. So far keeping himself out of trouble. And,
we got Victor, who's trying to fight his way back up through the field. Obviously, Victor and Kamal got taken out early by Gomez, and they are still together on track. 20th and 21st. Lamborghini versus McLaren, and they're battling each other all the way back up through the field. So, pretty good stuff.
Joseph German had an incident in Variante Alta, losing it and getting back on track here. So he is currently sitting P15, 5 seconds back from Michael Luki as he hits the pits.
Carl Big with a 2-second lead still with the race lead. Blaine Hall is closing on him.
Yep.
He's been chipping away.
The
gap's about 2 seconds.
So we've not really given them much screen time just yet, but Blaine is chipping away faster. The purple lap of the race for Blaine Hall. Carl Big apparently on 2 warnings, says Bullet.
So 2 for B, but I'm gonna jinx him here, and if it jinxes him, he's gonna kill me. I will say this: I've done many races with B, and he's very, very good at not getting that last warning, or not getting the penalty, even if he gets to 3. He did 45 minutes of Valencia with 3 warnings, which is really difficult, by the way.
A yellow flag for Brian Cody there, and right as we switch to him, Jenkins gets a run on Dylan Beveridge, but is not able to get the move done in Variante Alta. Goes side by side. Another yellow flag though for Christian Hersey, who's teleported back to the pits. I think he's probably going to call it. Not really looking like he's having a good time here at Imola today.
Yeah, Joseph German in the chat says, what a disaster. He's currently in the pits, leaving the pits right now. Don't worry about it, Joseph. Just focus on second half of your race. You never know what could happen. Recovery drive in effect.
Well said. Yeah, right as we see Imo there bouncing off the curb in Variante Alto, having to go wide. He might have picked up a warning for that. Who knows? But
update up with Luis and Peter Hutch. Luis has now formed a almost 1.5-second gap to Peter Hutch behind. So now that he's gotten out of the suck zone, Luis is starting to pull away.
Yeah, absolutely. You got Jalen Jenkins with Moffat right behind him. Currently P910. Obviously, a lot of drivers starting to pit in now. So
yeah, we're starting to see position swaps. We're gonna start seeing some drivers coming out in traffic. Our grid is pretty packed. So still 33 drivers on track. I believe we started with 35, 36, if I'm not mistaken. Still at 33 drivers. Anybody who's pitting in now is going to come out right in the middle of this fight that we're looking at, or right within a handful of seconds to them.
Yeah, Moffat moving past Jenkins,
yeah.
And good move. So, why?
We do see Hutch jumping into the pits, so that is going to be the first of our gold split pit. Looks like I feel like he's not happy with his tires. He's been kind of squirreling around a lot, and it's almost at that midway point, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So Hutch pits in, and I'm excited to see what happens once all the pit stops are done, because yeah, people are pitting all over the place at different times.
I think the one danger with pitting in this early is you might come out in traffic that's slower than you, and they are for position.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Fight your way back. Depending on how well you're doing. So, where is Tiago, who was the first pit, right?
He is down in P24. Looks like he is first of the silvers that have pitted.
Peter Hutch. Oh. That was not Peter Hutch. Peter Hutch now making his way out. Who is that right in front of him?
That is
Pedro
Carson
Gomez.
Bungay.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, Pedro Gomez. He's going to let Hutch through. A good call by him. And Hutch is going to come out right in the midst of this. So Adam Henry crossing him right now. So in P20 in front of Miller. Let's hope that Hutch can make his way through without much of a slowdown, otherwise Luis is going to be gone. Further up the field, so let's check in with our leaders. So Carl Big currently 2.9 seconds off of Blaine Hall. Blaine Hall with the fastest lap on track. P2, Luis Castro 9 seconds behind him. So lots of fighting for Luis, not enough time to really stick to Blaine Hall and Carl, who's pretty much had it clear the whole race. Barrett leading our silvers.
Dylan Beveridge into the pits.
Dylan Beveridge into the pits. He was P2 and Moffat
in class,
was
yeah.
P3 in class. So we'll see how this fight keeps on going. Jenkins very close behind to Moffat, so for that podium spot in silver is going to definitely be contested. Chris Turner, our bronze leader, now pits in. Adam Henry, P2, just gets a yellow flag, and that's going to let David Miller take the second spot.
Yeah, Miller had been pressuring him for a couple of laps. I saw he was right behind him there, so Miller moving up a spot. Rick Simmerly has a yellow flag as well.
So out of the first few corners, I suspect he's probably hit one of the curbs on the inside and bounced around, lost the car. You have on track Joby catching up to Ryan. So I'm not too sure what Joby has been, how Joby has ended so next to Ryan. He had an incident.
I think he got caught up in one early. I don't think, looking at quali, I'm not sure Joby was enjoying life in the Imola, and Yeah, and I also think he'll blame Ark because he's been playing Ark a lot.
I believe, per the notes that Ryan gave him for Imola, all it says is "you will die." So
B might be in trouble, says Bullet. I mean, he has pit in, so Carl's pit in. Oh, you're worried was there speeding in the pits? Like, what is it? What do you mean? Enlighten us, Bullet. Enlighten us.
oh, I mean, Carl is in the pits.
We need to look at Carl.
Carl.
Keep an eye on everything else.
Ooh.
So Blaine takes provisional lead. So Louis Castro, the only driver to pit. So actually, him and Carl. Carl's coming out provisionally
Here we go.
in 6th. A possible speeding in pits. I hope not.
The Kuno suspense.
I know everybody's holding on now.
3, 2, 1. No speeding in the
He
pits.
gets out. He gets away with it.
He's safe. He's safe. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Clear out the tension.
Kamal Kajcevic, Chemosith, is right behind Santos. On track here. Pretty close battle going on for these two. Both drivers yet to pit.
Lower car slowed way down going to the pits and caught B out. Ooh. Yeah, that is always a bit of a concern going into the pits at the... You know, when you don't have another choice. There's another driver that slows down and brakes a little bit earlier than you. I'm gonna reserve my opinion on passing people going into the pits because had something happen, or I've done something legal. Legal.
Oh yes, I know what you're.
Victor, do you need your counsel
Legal.
here before we talk about it?
All right, Kamal trying to make that move on Santos now. Has to back out a little bit before Rivazza. But yeah, Kamal had a run on him coming out of Variante Alta there all the way down the hill. So this battle could rage on for a little bit.
Yeah, he
So
does
this
go
is getting
wide.
spicy. David Miller and Blaine are literally side by side right now, coming out of the pits. Looks like Miller's gonna let him by. Blaine just now came out of the pits.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do for Miller, to be honest there. That's very heads-up driving because you're going to have to let Blaine go anyway. You know what I mean?
So,
Like,
how did Blaine jump Carl that much?
Oh,
he did. No tires?
Carl Big must have had a poor pit stop. Blaine
Or-
Hall time stop 29 seconds, Carl Big 34.
oh, so we did get a
maybe it
position
was
swap.
that.
We did
Maybe
not
it was
know
that pit entry situation then.
Bad pit.
Might be worth having a look at the
And
replay.
fixed damage. Oh, so somehow Carl had damage.
He does have damage now on the car, so I'm not really sure. Or was it just visual there? We do have another drive-through for Pedro Gomez. So that's 2 out of
Gomez.
4. Carl bet on 4 drive-throughs before the race, just so that everybody knows.
Okay. So yeah, Blaine has really provisional lead of this race because Sakachi, Moffat, Santos, and Kajcevic yet to pit. And it's
a big lead.
yeah, almost. Oh, Miller just losing it at the exit of Variante Alta behind Blaine there, unfortunately. So hopefully Miller can get that turned around.
Yeah. We just also watched another attempt for Chemo to try and make the spot off of Rogerio Santos. Going into the last few corners, is not able to get it done, and they're going to continue this fight. Both of them have yet to pit, mind you, so they're still going to...
Gomez has a stop-go 30 now.
Ooh,
I believe he...
that was the speeding in the pits. He just
No.
went into the pits for his drive-through.
Ah,
Is there a
okay, so he's
transfer?
sped in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he must have.
Gomez goes.
And now he's teleported, so I have a feeling that's going to be a retirement for Pedro.
Our third drive-through goes to Joby.
No, no,
How
Jovi.
does the Honda get a drive-through?
Joby? Why?
Too much Vaseline. You can't stop. Won't stop.
Yeah,
Too slippery.
definitely. It
Unhinged.
has to be. Has to be that.
Unfortunately for Joby, not having a great race so far, and is unfortunately going to have another incident coming in further back.
All right. Let's see. Moffat leaves the pits, currently P11 and P5 in class. Got some work to do. If he can catch Tiago, and maybe he can get a race going with Tiago there.
Yeah. And further back, a battle going on between Beveridge, Jenkins, and Diggs. All the three of them within just 2/10 of a second each. Just saw them tempting some two wide side by side. Some attacks, and that's Jenkins going off.
Oh,
Jenkins missing his braking is gonna completely let Beveridge take the lead in Max as well. So that's I'm not too sure what happened there.
The last of the golds to pit in. So Sakachi in the pits right now. Be interested to see where he comes, because he's been on a bit of a recovery drive. Blaine Hall has come around Rivatsa and is about to complete his lap.
Kamal has finally gone into the pits.
There he
I
goes.
don't know about you guys, but I feel like he should have made that decision a little bit sooner.
Yeah, I feel like
sometimes you are like, oh, I need to wait until I get low, but sometimes just getting in the pits and getting back out, getting away from the person that you've been chasing, can help.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, Kamal got caught up in that early incident where him and Victor got taken out. So I myself would have been tempted to pit right then. If you get taken out and you drop 10, 15, 20 positions, I think it's worth pitting straight away and then just drive for the rest of the time, you know?
I agree, especially if you think you have at least good enough pace to where you can get in that groove before the leaders come. And get
you do have to factor that in, because, if you get the blue flag train, it's a bit of a nightmare, right?
Yeah, I'm very much used to that. Yeah. I just feel like some people do not take advantage of the undercuts as often as they should.
Some people do the Ferris strap. Stay out until the last lap.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you do love a good late pit, don't you?
I prefer pitting late, just from being able to make up my spots after they've pitted, rather than having to fight my way back through the grid.
So Barrett under pressure from Dylan Sauer, obviously different class but similar pace today. It's a bit of a battle going on with these two, and they're closing in on, is that Bungay ahead of him maybe?
Yes, that is Bungay.
Oh, we got a yellow flag for Victor.
Victor, oh no.
And you're back on stream, Victor.
Is in the sand.
I do see contact between him and McLaughlin on the sheet, so let's see what happened here.
Let's see what happened there.
Rule number one, don't take out the lawyer.
So Rogerio temporarily still keeping the lead. Blaine Hall catching up to him. Rogerio Santos currently in silver, is away from the pressure that Chemo was giving him. Chemo currently in P19, so quite a few positions that Rogerio is going to drop after taking his pit. Wonder if he's going to let Blaine through, or if he's just going to pit at the end of this lap.
I was going to say Santos the only man yet to pit. 20 minutes to go. I think he pit late last week as well.
Yes. Chemo getting overtaken by Charlie King just now. And that is going to be McLaughlin right behind them. McLaughlin now trying to make his way back up. He did quali in pole. Or quali very high up. Oh, let's see what happened to Victor.
So Victor just lost it.
He just lost it.
Yeah, lost it on his own.
Go back.
Touched some curbs and that was it.
Ooh. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
That makes me curious of where that contact he had.
But side by side there for McLaughlin and Kimo Kajcevic. And not gonna. McLaughlin is gonna fall back.
Santos did lift towards turn one to allow Blaine Hall a clean passage through. So Blaine gets to drive off. His gap to Carl is definitely reduced now, though.
Yeah. And yeah, Santos, the smartest thing to do there was exactly that. Let the faster guy through and try and stick a little bit in the toe, regain some of that time that you lost.
Yeah, he did it very, very carefully. In fact, to the point where Blaine was probably thinking, "Are you going to let me go?" But he did indeed. So good to see. And yeah, Carl's got some work to do, but if anyone can, he's that man.
So, based off of the gaps right now, Josh Barrett currently leading silver class. He has about 4.5 second gap to Tiago. P2 in silver, P9 overall currently. Yeah, so Josh Barrett really putting on a good show today in the Beamer. The Beamer boys running 1-2 in silver.
Yeah, you love to see it. I'm gonna give Tiago such a hard time if he finishes second in class. You haven't yeah.
It's deserved.
Yeah. Sorry, Josh.
Dylan Beveridge is in the battle. He's in the battle for podium, as is Moth.
And a yellow flag there for Carson Bungay and Adam Henry, who seem to have collided going into Variante Alta there. Both on yellow flag, both looking the wrong way, facing the wrong direction. I wonder what happened just there. Further back on track, Charlie King came out, and McLaughlin are still having their fight. They're all within 2/10 of each other, and we have the fourth drive-through for Joseph German. German really not enjoying this. Unfortunately, I'm not sure what happened there. We'll also get a replay of the incident.
And in this process, Tiago has his life flash before his eyes as Carson Bungay slightly taps Adam Henry. Make sure Tiago is still awake there. And yeah, it's a little late on the brakes there.
Yeah.
This is why you never trust a Ferrari behind you.
Oh.
Hashtag fuck the Fefe.
I got my eyes right now on, so we have, I know Santos is technically leading silver, yet to pit, obviously. So you would think Barrett leads silver, and then you've got Alves and Moffat. So Moffat having a great race, currently third in class, but he has Dylan Beveridge right behind him within half a second or so, and it's been that way for a couple of laps, so this will be an interesting battle.
We also did see Dylan Beveridge sliding on the exit of the second chicane there, just this lap. So
podium spot up for grabs, though, in silver, potentially.
Yeah, Dylan Beveridge looking really slidey there, honestly. A lot more spots throughout the track. Or if he can keep it going there. He's not really having a good time with Variante Alta. Losing a lot of time on Moffat just then now. And,
yeah, he
did. He's now going to have to fight with Max, who's starting to catch up as well. So this battle for the podium is starting to get a little spicy.
Yeah, it's interesting now. I wonder, Dirty Air maybe a little bit playing a part. It'll be interesting to know, because yeah, that was closing and closing and closing, and then just a rough lap for Dylan Beveridge. So, and that's McLaren on McLaren. So,
battle for, I know he is officially not bronze, but Chris Turner has closed the gap to just under 2 seconds to Jalen Jenkins ahead. I just realized we hadn't talked about Chris much. He's just having a nice quiet race, doing his thing.
Leading am.
Probably jamming to some classic 2000s rock like he normally does.
Farmers Only music.
Or the Farmers Only jingle is really powering him through, you know?
So Chris leading AM class. P14 overall is actually very good. I would argue that Chris has put in a silver performance today, including his quali lap. Which was a low 42, so yeah.
So Carl having to take the inside of the final corner there. I don't know if Santos lifted a little bit. It seemed like it at the end there. But Carl finally gets through. Not much time spent behind him. And Santos still continuing on outside on track. So he really is pulling a little bit more of my strat than I do.
Yeah, 14 minutes to go. I think, as I say, he did pit late at Bathurst, so I I think it was late enough that I was like, what happens if he doesn't pit? Which is a DQ, I think.
Yeah.
So.
I think it's a 60-second penalty.
Oh, okay.
For pit
Okay.
stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's definitely like questionable. Even even in cold temps, I know that these tires don't really do well. So like driving an hour on single setter tires in this patch, I've heard is not great.
Well,
So
the thing I do, why sometimes I pit late, is, well, the overcut I enjoy a bit better than the undercut. You know, having to fight my way through the field sometimes. And the second thing is getting fresher tires and less weight.
yeah.
For the last few laps, you really get to put in some times if you're not really fighting with anyone, and you get to speed a little bit. And even when you do fight with someone, you have more grip.
Blaine Hall has extended his gap to Carl by about a half a second or so in the last 10 laps, 5-10 laps. So, yeah, I hope Carl can get back, behind him just for the ending. But Blaine putting in some good lap times, man. Very consistent.
Further back down the field, Sauer now trying to get through Barrett.
Santos does pit in.
Santos does pit in. That lets Louis go through. 12 minutes to go. And we have the fourth drive-through for Jameson Thompson.
No, it's Jack Thompson, isn't
Jack
it?
Thompson? I thought it was Jameson. It's Jack Thompson. I'm sorry.
What did you say, Jensen or Jason?
Jameson. I don't know.
Jameson!
Yeah, I'm thinking of my coworker.
Good lord.
His name popped up today, all right? I'm sorry.
Jameson Thompson. It's like one a week, Joey.
Oh my god. Who let me in here?
Who that? These guys.
I still prefer Brian Garza, but I like that one as well.
I do not believe I did the Brian Garza one, honestly. Like, I know Benito so well, and I still said Brian Garza. I don't know what I was reading then. Thank you for the follow, Mud Driver. I'm not sure you want to watch
Welcome
us
to the
clowns.
shit show.
Oh, be thankful I said your nickname right.
Exactly. Yeah.
I hope I said it right.
Man, another great drive for Barrett. Just cruising along, mid to low 42s, leading silver. Great stuff. You love to see it.
Definitely. You have our 4 drive-thrus that Carl has bet on the race before the beginning of the race.
Thiago Alves, P2, in class. Sand just flying out the back of his car. Not because he's in the sand.
A yellow flag for Blaine Hall? What is going on?
He's gone.
Oh!
Oh, it's a DQ.
DC Blaine
That's
is,
what I meant. DC.
at the river. He's having a picnic there.
A disconnect for Blaine, so Carl re-inherits the race lead.
Not
And
the
Blaine
way you
Hall.
want it to be.
Oh, I'm
Fight.
sorry, Blaine. That sucks.
I think that's a full DC as well. Trying to pull up the stream, it's not pulling up.
Yeah, his car is completely stuck. Usually would have like popped out so far.
Yeah. So Carl Big moves into P1 in gold split. Louis Castro inherits second and Hutch inherits third. And as it stands, I mean, Sakachi's about 5.7 seconds back from Hutch. Got some work to do in the next 10 minutes. I'll keep an eye on that, but yeah, could be set.
Did someone else just DC?
No.
I swear I saw a silver flash yellow and then just
No, I just see Blaine's hogs. Blaine. Fortunately, that's not the way you want to see the lead spot get moved around, but
Ryan Cody has moved up, as is Victor, Carlos, They got around Jack Thompson there, who's in the pits, doing his drive-through, I assume.
Yes. Not Jameson. Jack.
Not Jameson.
Jack.
Yeah, it looks like that was a full wide DC from Blaine. Stream is gone, no longer in Discord.
Yeah.
A
Hate to
little
see it.
door
Could be a
ding
power
there.
cut then.
Yeah. Little door ding there from Max Diggs on Dylan Beveridge. Max just does wait, let Beveridge take back the spot, does not take advantage of it. I think that's pretty sportsmanlike.
Good race from Charlie King, having a good race today. Currently
Yeah.
P17. Probably the best, I would think it's the best result for him so far this season if he brings it home.
Yep.
Also, Joseph German had another incident and teleported to the pits. I think he's called it there for his race today as well.
Yeah, a tough race for German. I'm not surprised he's hung it up. Ryan Cody looking to get past Bruce Hopkins here. So Ryan obviously recovering after a drive-through. And
Yeah, he chooses to sit back, let Brian take the two corners full speed, and then tries to get a better exit. We'll see if that Mercedes can really go burr or not.
you called him Brian as well. It's amazing.
I did not say
Bruce.
Brian.
You said Brian.
I did not say Brian. There's no way.
Guys, chat, if anyone's listening in chat, he said Brian 100%. This
Oh, I quit.
All right, I need to write this down so I can check, but I'm like 99.9% certain.
What was this
145.
on Bruce?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
You
I said Brian. I don't know what I said.
Oh, you might have said Ryan.
I
I'm
really
pretty
hope
sure
I
you
didn't.
said Brian.
I could have.
Oh, I'm gonna go looking after on the VOD for sure.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Thank you for the follow. You say the name. I'm not saying any more names today.
Cicone.
I'm
There
gonna
you
butcher
go.
every single person's name.
Oh, Victor's crashed. Third major incident, I think, for Victor. He's got in a spin. Where is he on track?
Right before the Equiminale, minutes to go through.
Yeah.
Primo.
Drive-through number 5.
Oh.
Bet lost for Carl. That is 5 drive-throughs. Adam Henry completely losing there out of turn 1. Gonna try to make his way back. Dylan Sauer still sticking around right behind Barrett. So Barrett so far really having a good race, quiet one. Not really fighting it with Dylan.
That's what you want, though. Honestly,
Actually, he is. He's defending it.
Yeah, he is. They've been in this position for a while. I mean, similar pace, I think, for the most part. Dylan was a couple of tenths quicker last lap. So yeah, they're enjoying the race. They're just over 4 seconds in front of Tiago, who's the closest car to them. Moffat still holding on to that podium spot. Dylan Beveridge unable to reel him in. And in fact, Beveridge is having to fight with Max. So yeah, great stuff.
Yeah. Sauer currently 2/10 behind Barrett. Barrett is going to get a much better... That BMW is fast in a straight line.
Yeah.
Dylan is choosing to try and send... He's not really going to have enough space to make it through. He's going to have to stick back a little bit longer.
Yeah, unfortunately, that compromises the exit.
A lot more time from that. Probably King right behind Kimo, who's going to have to pit in for the drive-through. He's going to inherit that spot. But Faith not close enough to take it back to Santos. So Santos, after leading for a handful of laps, is at P15 after his pit stop. Seconds behind Jose Guzman, who's paid us to not give him any penalties today. And Max Diggs is still really trying to reel in Dylan Beveridge. That looked wide on exit.
Do we, Mr. Bullet, do we have an insight on Carl Bigg's track? So I've just noticed that Luis Castro is actually really in this gap. I think he's going to run out of time, unfortunately. But
4 minutes
this
to
gap
go.
has dropped.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds. Could be the damage that Carl's carrying.
Well, I think he repaired the damage.
No, I think Mike Jackson in chat said that he had a rough pit stop, but didn't repair. No, and that is
spin. That's P1 for Louis.
Louis Castro inherits the lead. Fortunate spin there.
I blame Milo.
Who was the contact with?
That was with McLaughlin. McLaughlin? Yes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So unfortunate. No one wants to collide with the leader.
So that gives P1 to Luis Castro, and Hutch inherits P2 from that. Carl is now 6 seconds behind and having to defend from Sakachi. So this goes from happy day for Carl, picking up that lead from the disconnect, and now it goes to 3 minutes of torture.
Most unfortunate. I think McLaughlin turned into him.
I do have the replay up here. I think Carl was thinking he was going to let him through.
Yeah, that is a little ambitious, but same time.
Yeah, you can see it.
That's
and now
gonna
he
be
has
reviewed.
Mate hot on his tail.
Yep, he does. So it's going to be a tough one. Yeah, maybe a little ambitious there, as you say. It's a tough one, right?
That's what Tuesday's for.
That's a Tuesday one, yeah.
That is a Tuesday for sure. We will be reviewing those. So yeah, now it's Carl and Mate Sakachi.
Hey, Lane, you know where that wouldn't happen? iRacing.
Lane, you it looked like you lost everything. Stream, Discord, was it a power cut or it was just ACC disconnect?
I'm gonna guess a full blue screen.
Oh, OBS crashed and it killed your game. Damn.
Hate to see it. That was a really good run for you so far. And I guess you'll be happy to know that Carl has lost your lead. Luis?
Yeah, Louis Castro, guys, leading the pro split. Doesn't matter how you get there. You just got to lead it. Hutch, 1.8 seconds back. There's only one lap to go. So, yeah, this is Louis, just bring it home. And you love to see it.
All right. One season is we're all doing this for fun. There are no monetary, no prize.
Yellow flag for Simile at Variante Alta.
He is gonna he has lost 2 spots from that. So Jack Thompson and Kajovich have gone through. Mate and Carl is still fighting this off. This is the last lap to get it done.
We did look at it, Kim. It probably was a little ambitious from Carl. I suspect it will be reviewed on Tuesday.
It will.
Yeah, it's not cut and dry, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And there is a redo now with Carl directly behind Lachlan for the last lap of the race. Pikachi very close behind, so he's really gonna have to make it through without getting slowed down, or otherwise this is gonna be a 3.
Yeah. Elsewhere, anything? Dylan and Barrett continue. They've just been driving together for a while. Jenkins is trying to catch Turner.
We do have Jack Thompson on Kajovich catching up to Victor Leite. This fight is carrying on. Let's get it. And then
Yeah, because see now if you're Carl, you're thinking, okay, where do I make a move on this guy? Is it here? Now
And he's not really lifting. Now he's sort of lifting. So let's see what happens here. Does Carl get the cushion from Mate here? It looks like he's going to, which is going to help Carl a lot here.
Yeah, now Mate's going to have to try his best to get the good
And
exit. He will have a toe.
And Luis wins the race. Hutch takes P2. Carl very close behind from that little cushion there. Gets to take home the podium spot. Kachi very close behind. And that is Carlos Guzman and McLaughlin, who finished the first on the next lap. Barrett coming around the final corner there, a little slidey. Gonna take home the win for silver class. 3 races, 2
What a
disconnects.
drive. Louis Castro. Well done.
Definitely.
Yellow flag Max Diggs.
He is back on track, but he does lose a spot from Dylan Beveridge. Heading into
On the
final
last
corners.
corner.
The gut-wrenching ones.
Yeah, so
Replay of
congrats
that
to Barrett for second race win in silver in a row. So Barrett loving life in the Beamer right now. Thiago Alves takes the podium, and I will be letting him know about it. Moffat as well, rounding up the silver podium. Great race for Muff as well. Love to see it.
And the bronze class, Chris Turner takes the lead. Bit of a flash there for him. Jenkins on the red badges takes second spot. Lachlan, Hugh, Ricky, Samal, Pete further down. There still is a battle on track. Charlie King and Rogerio Santos, but I don't think it's going to be turned over with anything. Charlie King takes ladders. Bruce Hopkins coming around the final corner. There's a lot of position swaps going on right now, and that is our final lead, our final grid. Again, sorry, Blaine, that sucks. Connect like that, but
An event-filled race, guys. Again,
really was.
That was
my goodness, it was a good one. Really
Yeah,
enjoyable.
All 3 races have been great so far this season. You love to see it. Honestly, I'm gonna jinx it now because next week is officially gonna be a shit show, I guess. But we've had the first 3 races, great lap ones, like small minor incidents, but no like major issues. So good on the boys. Keep it nice and clean and patient during lap 1, and then murdering each other in lap 2. So we appreciate it. Progress.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a good one, guys. Another enjoyable race. Guys putting on a good show. Love it.
But unfortunately for Carl's bet, we got 5 ETs, not 4.
That's too bad.
So I'm not subbing to him this month. And that is going to be it for Imola race. Luis, Hutch, Carl the Big, Silver Class, Barrett, Alves, Moffat, and Turner, Jenkins, McLaughlin.
Do you want to raid into Trackalicious?
Are they live now? Let's do that. Yes.
They are, yeah. They're in.
And guys,
Excuse me.
do join us next week for Paul Richards.
Paul Richards.
Yes. Our favorite. Honestly, Paul Richards makes for fantastic racing. I always say it. Not a great hot lapping track, but it is a really, really fun.
I will think of something French to add to the intro video.
Let's see. So we'll be rating Trackalicious. Thank you guys so much for coming. See you next week. And
Bye-bye.
hang on, let's
Bye,
enjoy the
guys.
donuts of these two. Oh, never mind.
Have
See
a
you.
great evening.
Oh, you raid and it goes straight to your top. Oh, wait, no.
Every Sunday
for 60 minutes.
we
We
are
are
free.
free.
Sharing passion.
Pushing
the
we are
limits.
pushing the limits.
This is the New World Sim Racing GT3 Sprint Series.